Hey guys, it's Julie. I'm going to show you another flower tutorial today. And I have been working last night and tonight on some felt flowers. And I wanted to show you how I made them so that you could recreate them if you like them as well. The first one that I'm going to show you is just a simple rolled rose. And this is made with felt, and it's just the same as the one that I made last week, except you can't fold the top over, obviously. This is a pretty purple color, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but it is really pretty, and this is a blue. And then the second one that I'm going to show you is kind of this loopy flower, and I thought this is really cute. And if you have little girls and you want to make headbands or barrettes, these would look really cute on them. Okay, so let's get started. We'll make the spiral rose first. So what you're going to need is just a square of felt. It doesn't have to be cut perfect. Like I told you when we were making the other rolled roses, these are very easy to make and you don't have to worry about having a perfect shape or anything like that. This one here is probably about 3 inches by 3 inches. You can use whatever size you want. The bigger the square, the bigger the flower. And all you're going to do is I'm just going to cut around the sides so I get like an oval shape or a rounded shape. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and start my spiral. Now, with these, it is important that you try and keep what you're cutting fairly thin. This way your flower doesn't get really, really thick. And height-wise. Because if you make them thick, if you make these little strips thicker than, let's say, 1/2 an inch, your flower is going to be pretty tall. So we don't want too tall of a flower, or at least I don't. Maybe that's for your project, you want something that's a little bit more substantial. For these, I think I'm just going to keep them fairly small. And I just keep going around in a circle. Just keep cutting, and I'm cutting pretty slow just so you guys can see what's going on. In all actuality, these flowers are super quick to make. You can probably make one in just a couple minutes. As you get toward the end, I like to leave a fairly large space. I just cut like a little half circle there, and that's to have something to glue to at the end. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my beginning here, and I'm simply going to fold in just like I did on my paper rose, and I'm just taking that edge there and just folding it over. Okay, and then I'm going to just squeeze the bottom as I'm rolling for a few rounds, just so that the top starts to get a little bit bigger than the bottom. Okay, and then I'm just going to roll it up. Do you care? Are you talking? And so you just keep rolling it. And I'll probably cut most of that out because my daughter just came in the house complaining, like always. Okay, and then as you get to the end, you're going to want to put just a little dollop of glue here in the middle. Okay, and then you're going to take that piece that you cut there and you're going to lay it right on the bottom and then just squeeze it down. Okay, and then I like to just trim up my flower a little bit. See, I've got that one little piece kind of sticking out there. I don't really like that, so I'm just going to trim around. Okay, so now that he's pretty level, I'm going to trim the edge pieces as well so they're more circular. Okay, so now you've got your flower, and you can put leaves behind this. If you're going to put it on paper, you can put pearls or you can put feathers, whatever you want. But see how simple that was? Okay, now for the next one, for the loopy flower that I'm going to show you, you need to have a long strip of felt. This is I use the 8.5 by 11 sheet that you can get from any craft store. And this is so super easy. Okay, you're going to take your hot glue. If you don't have hot glue, use fabric tack on this. Okay, something that's going to really hold the fabric and dry quickly. So I'm just going to do about half. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to fold this over. And I'm going to meet the portion that doesn't have any glue into the portion that does. Okay, and then I'll take this other half and do the same thing. Got a little stringy there. Okay, so now you have your strip. And what you're going to do now is just take the edge that isn't glued, and we're just going to start cutting slits in it. Just like we did on the fringed flowers that we did last week, that's kind of what we're doing here. We're just cutting fringe into the top of this felt. And we're just going to go along. And you cut a little more than half the width of your flower. So this is probably about 3/4 of an inch wide. So I'm cutting down and leaving about 1/4 of an inch. And you just keep going, and this goes pretty quick. And if you have the fringing scissors, I'm not sure if they work on fabric, but they might, and that would make this process go faster. But like I said last week, I don't need them. These scissors work quite fine for this, and it just takes just a little more time. And I kind of like that each piece is not the same width. I think it gives my flowers a little bit of character and dimension. So I am just going to stay with these. Okay, so now I've cut my fringe into, a little piece of glue there, cut my fringe into my fabric here. So now all I'm going to do is start rolling. So you just roll it into a circle, and it's kind of going to look like a chef's hat a little bit. And you just roll, and this goes really quick. And as you're rolling, the fringe starts to spread out, and that's good. You want it to do that. And as you get to the end, you're going to leave about, you're going to roll up to about 1/2 inch left. Okay, so I'm going to roll to there, and then I'm going to put just a little dollop of hot glue right there, and I'm going to attach it. Okay, and the reason for that is we're going to take these 2 or 3 extra little fringes, and we're going to attach them to the bottom, because see, if you don't, your flower doesn't look quite even. So I'm going to do that here, and I'm just going to separate those 2 fringes. On mine, it's 2 fringes. It could be 3 on yours, whichever, you know, whatever makes it look correct. Okay, and then you just attach that to the bottom and give it a nice squeeze. Okay, and now your flower is intact. And you have a little rounded flower. And this one came out a little bit flatter because I did this one a little thinner. When I folded it over, my strip was actually a little bit thinner, and it came out a little bit wider than the other. So if you want a larger flower, and you want it to kind of spread out a little more instead of being close like this, you'll want to, when you're rolling it, roll it a little bit looser, and you'll want to leave your fabric a little bit thinner. Okay, so these are going to look great on your projects, and, you know, or on a headband, or as a embellishment on a jacket, or on your purse, as like a brooch, anything. They're going to look really cute. So I hope that you guys make these, and if you do, let me know, because I'd like to check them out and see what you guys